Welcome back, Fantasy Pros. I'm Andrew Erickson, and today we're breaking down the trade market with my top trade targets for Week 9. But before I get to my trade list, unlock the full potential of your team with Trade Central. Pinpoint your strengths, weaknesses, and top trade partners all in one place. Dominate your deals today at fantasypros.com/myplaybook. Now, let's get to the trades. Raheem Mostert, rest of season rank, RB43, sell. Mostert contributed just 19 rushing yards on 9 carries in Week 8, but he was highly effective in the red zone, punching in 2 touchdowns. The schedule is juicy for Miami running backs over the next month, but Devon Achane outtouched Mostert 11-3 in the first half. The snap counts were Achane 58%, Raheem Mostert 46%, and Jaylen Wright 5%. Mostert's threading a narrow path to production with him relying solely on touchdown production. He's more behind Achane than he was last season, and Wright is breathing down his neck for more opportunities. Sell high after the 2 touchdown performance, where Mostert mustered just 2.1 yards per carry. I understand that the lack of efficiency was heavily influenced by the majority of his rushing being in the red zone, but the rushing success rate at 33% was still very poor. Wright was at 100%, followed by Achane at 60%. Mostert's 33% success rate this season ranks 42nd out of 52 qualifying running backs. I want to sell Mostert for Nick Chubb, Rico Dowdle, Keon Coleman, Alexander Madison, Jalen McMillan, or this next rookie wide receiver. Odunze, rest of season rank, wide receiver 47, I'm going to buy. Odunze was a top target for the Bears in Week 8, catching 3 of his 6 targets for 41 yards, averaging 13.7 yards per catch. Odunze took on a significant role with a 29% target share and 126 air yards, which represented 45%. The overall production, though, wasn't great, but the usage for the rookie post-bye week was excellent. I want to buy the rookie as the ascending wide receiver talent on the Chicago Bears. The Commanders' defense is underrated, especially when they play at home. And per PFF, the schedule gets better. Bears have the 3rd easiest schedule rest of season for wide receivers. Buy Odunze with Wan'Dale Robinson, Keenan Allen, or part of a deal with this next sell-high player. Sam LaPorta, rest season ranked tight end 10, sell. LaPorta led the Lions in Week 8, catching all 6 of his targets for 48 yards and a touchdown, with a long of 24 yards. LaPorta had 4 red zone targets and caught 1 touchdown. LaPorta also commanded a season-high 33.33% target share. But it's not a coincidence that LaPorta's best game to date came when Jameson Williams was out due to his suspension. Detroit could pretty much do whatever they wanted to do offensively against the Titans, so it made sense they'd feature Sandy Ballgame after he posted lackluster numbers so far this season. Given that JMO is only out 1 more game, strike while the iron is hot with LaPorta. It will be hard for him to produce when ancillary guys are also chipping in and commanding targets in the Lions offense. Sell high on Sam LaPorta for players like Khalil Shakir, Xavier Worthy, Tank Dell, Jameson Williams, or this next wide receiver. Jaylen Waddle, rest of season rank wide receiver 29, buy. Waddle had just 45 receiving yards on 4 catches last week. He captured 17% of the target share and had 49 air yards. Waddle didn't benefit from Tua Tagovailoa like some of his other teammates, but the upside is still there for him even after a down week. Waddle had a drop that could have been boosted his numbers. The Dolphins wide receiver this year has 314 receiving yards and 0 touchdowns. That is the 3rd most receiving yards for any wide receiver without a touchdown yet this season. Touchdown regression is coming for Jaylen Waddle dating back to last season. So I want to acquire Waddle with new Ravens wide receiver Deontay Johnson, Kareem Hunt, Najee Harris, or this next wide receiver sell high candidate, Jaxon Smith-Njigba, rest season ranked wide receiver 34. JSN was the primary target in the passing game in Week 8 without DK Metcalf active, catching 6 of 7 targets for 69 yards. Smith-Njigba received 1 red zone target, but he didn't score. He also led the Seahawks with a 26% target share, saw 49 air yards for a 60% air yard share. If this is the ceiling case for JSN without Metcalf in the lineup, I'm trading him away. He has 1 top 24 finish this season, and it took 16 targets to get there. Metcalf seems so close to playing in Week 8, I'd expect him to return in Week 9, bearing any type of setback. He is still the engine of the Seattle passing game. Rather buy low on him before they play the Rams in Week 9. Has to be a great price, though, because the Seattle playoff schedule isn't ideal. It's something to keep in mind when potentially trading Seahawks away as the season progresses. Per the FantasyPros strength of schedule tool, Seahawks are tied for the number 31st ranked schedule for quarterbacks. Post-bye week, you got at the 49ers, against the Cardinals, at the Jets, at the Cardinals, home versus the Packers, home versus the Vikings, and then at the Chicago Bears. Before I get inside my top 5, I've got a special offer for you all. Unlock a month of Betting Pros Premium for free. Download the Betting Pros app today using promo code FPFREE. Get access to the tools like the same game parlay tool, the prop bet analyzer, and the prize picks prop bet cheat sheet. Don't miss out. Try it for free for 1 month now. Sell JSN for this other shifty slot receiver who just got a major quarterback upgrade. Josh Downs, rest of season rank, wide receiver 48. Buy. Downs was the standout receiver for the Colts in Week 8, catching 4 of his 10 targets for an impressive 109 yards and a touchdown, highlighted by a 69-yard reception. He was ruled down at the 1-yard line on what would have been his second touchdown of the game. Downs commanded 29% of the targets, totaling over 100 air yards. For the rest of the season, you want Josh Downs over Michael Pittman Jr., although neither is really trustworthy unless Joe Flacco takes over. Now, with that being the new reality we live in, after the team decided to bench Anthony Richardson, both guys are major buys, although I do prefer Downs straight up. Pittman might be cheaper though, which makes him a super intriguing buy low target. Still, Downs' ability to command targets is elite. 33% target rate per out run ranks 4th in the NFL. Since Week 3, Downs has a 26% target share, which ranks 10th. With Flacco at quarterback, he's a 27% target share, averaging just over 19 PPR points per game. Pittman has averaged just under 15 PPR points per game with Flacco at quarterback this season. Your mission this week is to acquire Josh Downs. Even if it feels like an overpay, I'm betting it won't be. Guys I'd gladly swap for Downs include Pittman, Cortland Sutton, Calvin Ridley, Bucky Irving, Kyle Pitts, Chuba Hubbard, Kareem Hunt. I also think it's crazy to bucket down Downs in the same tier as guys like Ravens Deontay Johnson, Bills Amari Cooper, or even Chicago Bears wide receiver DJ Moore. Maybe you can trade this next running back for Josh Downs instead. Tank Bigsby, rest of season rank, RB28, sell. Week 8, Tank Bigsby with the primary workhorse again, rushing 18 times for 78 yards, averaging 4.3 yards per carry with a long of 16 yards. Bigsby went for 2 catches for 8 yards and 3 targets. He out-targeted Dearness Johnson. The final snap counts were Tank Bigsby 67%, with Johnson at 33%. Bigsby's more involved role as a receiver was nice to see, with the Jaguars-Packers game a relatively close contest. But still, I have long-term concerns about Bigsby's role when Travis Etienne returns. I still have hesitation about what will happen if the Jaguars are forced to play from behind in future weeks. I'm concerned about the well-being of this offense overall with all the injuries to the receivers. The upcoming schedule: at the Eagles, Vikings, and at the Lions before a Week 12 bye week. After Week 12, Jackson will finish the season against the Texans, the Titans, Jets, Raiders, Titans, and Colts. Per the FantasyPros strength of schedule tool, the Jaguars have the 3rd worst ranked schedule for running backs the rest of the season. I want to sell Bigsby for Tyrone Tracy, Tank Dell, Jameson Williams, Jaylen Waddle, Rico Dowdle, or as part of a next flyer to buy among the wide receiver crop. Deebo Samuel, rest of season rank, wide receiver 13. Samuel caught 4 of his 7 targets for 79 yards, with a long reception of 47 yards in Week 8. He had a 66-yard touchdown nullified on an offensive holding penalty. Still, Samuel captured a 29% target share, recording 51 air yards, which made up 27% of the team's total air yards. Samuel has had an up and down year, dealing with a flurry of injuries, but a healthy Deebo Samuel without Brandon Ayuk has an elite role for fantasy football purposes rest of season. Last year, in one game without Ayuk, Samuel had 12 targets, going for 6 and 129 yards with a touchdown. He is risky to trade for given his injury history, but the move could pay off in a big way. With the 49ers on the bye week, send in those trade offers for Deebo Samuel. Send this next wide receiver to get Deebo Samuel. Cooper Kupp, rest of season rank, wide receiver 15, sell. Kupp made an impact in his return to the lineup on Thursday night. 5 catches on 8 targets, including a touchdown, along with a reception of 27 yards. He ran a route on 82% of the dropbacks. He was also targeted twice in the red zone, catching 1 touchdown. Kupp was targeted on 24% of his routes, contributing 38 air yards. But to me, it was crystal clear that Puka Nacua looked like the clear alpha in the Rams' passing attack over Cooper Kupp. Nacua had a 40% target rate per out run. If some managers in your league think otherwise, that Kupp is still the alpha in this Rams passing game, I would sell high. We know his injury history. Sell high on Cooper Kupp for Brian Thomas Jr., Nico Collins, Puka Nacua himself, Malik Neighbors, or this next buy low wide receiver, Jayden Reed, rest season rank, wide receiver 10, buy. Jayden Reed provided a spark to the Packers offense in Week 8 with 2 catches for 55 yards, including a 51-yard catch. However, he only had 3 targets, as Reed only ran a route on 59% of the dropbacks. It's been back-to-back dud games for Jayden Reed. but that presents the perfect window to buy along with this quarterback injury to Jordan Love. Although most reports about Jordan Love's groin have been positive, some managers still might be concerned. Also, the Week 9 matchup is perfect for Reed to get right. The Lions are the worst defense against slot wide receivers this season. This is your last chance to get Reed in fantasy football. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance. This opportunity lasts once in a lifetime. That ties about my player trades list before Week 9. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe, and share with all your friends, just not your league mates. And again, before you go, do not forget, unlock the full potential of your team with Trade Central. Pinpoint your strengths, weaknesses, and top trade partners all in one place. Dominate your deals today at fantasypros.com/myplaybook. Thanks for watching and good luck in the trade streets.